So good morning. This is the Knox County Board of Commissioners regular scheduled meeting for June 3rd, 2025. Our first order on the agenda is the CDBG public hearing number 2 for PY 2025 critical infrastructure grant application. And we have Jillian Flowers here with us and some dignitaries from the village of Danville, and you say I get $100 for each time I say Danville.
Each commissioner's in competition with.
Danville is wonderful. Danville is my favorite.
Did you get that, Cheryl? Brenda, she needs that.
I just wanted to make sure that
So
I thought you were asking, did she write that down?
Yeah.
Got it on record.
So Jillian, I'll
Yes.
turn it over to you for this hearing.
Wonderful. So Jillian Flowers, CDC of Ohio. I work on the grant applications and administration for the commissioners. This project is something that's super exciting for Danville. It's the critical infrastructure South Market Street water line replacement project, which includes about 1,700 linear feet of 8-inch water lines. And so these water lines experience a lot of breaks, which then result in no water for the residents. We have quite a few support letters, including businesses that talk about, the health and safety hazards when there's no water. If anyone from the village wants to add on to that, we do have a budget. The grant is up to 500,000, so 470,000 is the construction cost, 30,000 is the administration. So this will be 100% grant funds. Danville does not have to put any dollars towards this project.
Joe, you want to say anything?
Just as we had previously talked about, this is really an important project for us to try to get our water system more modern. It has in many sections we've replaced and repaired and they're in decent shape, but this is one of the more problematic areas, and it's a main feed into our community in the southern part of our village. And it does branch off eastward some, but again, a lot of those lines are managing at this time. It's more about getting it across the bridge at some point and into that lower neighborhood, and looking at even a project that has a lot to do with the laterals that are coming off the homes into the system, being able to look at those and getting those lines maybe even updated at some point.
Will this require the residents that have the lines coming by them and the laterals to have new meters installed?
We are already in a project doing that. We're already been working on replacing them. I don't know that they have to be.
This project doesn't have the meters included,
Right.
but they're getting new services up to the right of way.
Okay.
And there's no cost for residents to tap in.
Not this time.
No, it's just replacement of the line, so they're all already tapped in.
Yeah.
And since I made the trip, the village started this probably back in 2018, 2019. The goal was to replace all of Market Street. And we started with some ARPA funding, applying for that, and just couldn't find anything. We did get OPWC funds for the north end. We got a couple 100 feet out of that. And the village did take out an EPA loan for design, just to have this thing ready to go when we found funding. So, well, they may not be putting into construction. They have paid a significant amount into design in that north end. And we've even scaled this back a little bit just to fit the budget. So there is more phasing, but we've tried to identify the most critical areas right now, because I know there are crews out there all the time working along that busy road, fixing pipe. And
so this is Market Street pretty much is
Yeah.
where this project is. So what's the time frame for completion on it once you get started?
well, we've got design done, so this is probably 4-month project.
And it starts in August, did I read that right?
So how that works is we have a due date next week that we'll submit it to the state of Ohio. Then they go through, they approve the grants and, send out the awards. That's usually like August,
August.
September. Then we have a 6-month period that we do an environmental review.
So you're talking next year.
We're
probably,
talking
first
next
quarter-
year,
First quarter or something next year.
probably, early construction season, and then it's 27 would be the completion date, so.
I don't think we could just bid until the funds are done.
Yeah, correct. So February 15th is when the funds are released, so there's absolutely nothing that you can do until that has
Good to know.
happened.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And it'll be done probably late summer. It'll depend on contractor's schedule, but once we get a bid, let's say it is March, got a month or two to get materials ordered and,
Is it
Maybe
gonna,
even
is it
more
gonna
will
cripple your
sell.
major thoroughfare there in Danville Market Street?
most of this will be probably directionally drilled. There was
Okay.
a small portion that'll be in the roadway, but we tried to limit, just knowing how much, there will for sure be one lane maintained.
Yeah,
So it'll be a little bit of a hassle for
It's a major thoroughfare, Market Street there.
Yeah.
Danville, yeah.
Yeah.
and there are additional projects that are in the pipeline throughout that area. So we've had conversations. They've also had other conversations with some other funding. So there's going to be multiple.
Did I understand you guys are gonna do something with the park too, or did I confuse you with another village?
We do have a park
Yeah.
project coming up. We'll probably start that maybe this summer.
Right.
We received some dollars in 24 to do walkway improvements, and that's kind of part of the bigger bike path
Yeah, sure.
project. So we're going to try to get our portion complete so the rest of the phasing can
Sure.
continue.
Thank you.
And the key thing is it doesn't affect the impact of football field, right? So for those people who are watching, you could go down the line and say your name and who you're with so that they will have that. So you are,
I'm Mike Crane with B3 Companies. We've been working with Danville for before I started, so a long time.
yes,
Here too.
Mayor.
Joe Mazzari, I'm the mayor of Danville.
Joel Stackler, administrator.
Yep, thank you. Do we need to do anything else, Jillian?
I just wanted to thank Danville for their hard work. Working with Mike has been great. This is a project, this is long overdue. We're very excited. The way that they were able to qualify this project is through an income survey, which is very extensive. And so they've completed that. The state has given it their approval. So they are 60.9% LMI according to their income survey. And it's just kind of an extra little layer that we have to put into the application, but it's good for 5 years. So we've had several conversations about other programs in the future. So we'll continue to kind of build on that while that 5 years is good.
Good.
So with that, we'll conclude the hearing at this point, and then there's 3 items on our agenda, resolutions right at the very beginning, and I noticed on the sheet that you had given to us, Jillian, is the passing of the resolution, which we'll be doing that number 3, and then an environmental review form, and then an anti-displacement form, and so those will be our first 3 items on our agenda, and turn it over to you to kick us off.
Sure, so the first one again is the CDBG Residential Anti-Displacement and Relocation Assistance Plan Certification requirement for CDBG funding in the application.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
And those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Second one again is a CDBG Environmental Review Certification form for the General Administration, Fair Housing and Planning for the project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And lastly is the application for the CDBG program
Motion to
for
approve.
Danville.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that was quick and so you guys are in good shape now.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Just finished the funding for the football field. Right? Do you have an update on that? As how much funding?
I
you
just
need?
asked him.
That's all private driven.
Yeah, but you don't have a dollar figure that people need to be opening up their wallets for the Danville football.
I don't have that offhand, no, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
because the village owns that, right?
We actually have, we own the property, but we give, what I believe to be the right, response is that the field it belongs to the school. It's always been a school, property, if you will, whether we owned it or they owned it. We had partnered together over the years with various people to make it, what it is today, you know, the structures, the buildings that are on it, and, you know, it just became more and more, it made more sense for them to take it over. So they've got a long, extensive, lease on it, and it's theirs to manage and theirs to make it what they want to make it without maybe some of the, red tape, if you will. You know, our agreement is with them that they're gonna take care of it, and they are. I mean, I know they are. We've got a lot of good people in there right now, putting together, what they believe it needs to look like and be like, and a lot of people support behind that.
Yeah.
At least you won't have a mud game like the devil dog game I was at.
Yeah.
Had a few of those over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
So any plans on building a locker facility that would be good enough that you could host playoff games?
Hadn't heard that yet. I heard that,
You heard it here first then, right?
there was a long, the school, I guess, went into, some conversation and maybe some planning of maybe that in the future. Facilities changing or upgrading at the high school level. They're currently working on restructuring an office space and classroom space and, putting an elevator in that building. Finally, we have, get, good access, in the building, overall. So that's been great, to see that happen.
Yes, it has.
Kind of sad, me being a Fredericktown graduate, of course, we always played banjo, right? And we used to play baseball on the football field too. You know, you hit a home run into the bleachers.
Yeah.
It's all gone now.
A little more asphalt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, we thank you. We have like 5 more items here, but you're welcome to stay or unless you have other things you want to share with us about Danville area that we should know about.
We are in the works trying to, continue to connect our bike trails.
Mhm.
Mohican and the, Cozing. We're trying to, get that close to being, at least finished up, to the point where we can get them connected. We're working on, the funding and securing that. Hopefully, soon we'll be able to, actually start the project.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, last week I had people that visited our house. They flew in from California to Cincinnati, had their bikes, evidently some kind of carry-on stuff. So they rode from Cincinnati. They stopped here in Mount Vernon on one of their nights, went through Danville, had some food. And because I'm like, I'm not sure if you could figure out how to get through Danville on the bike path, but they did. So they went from Cincinnati to Cleveland. Took a week to do that.
wonderful.
And they had a great time in Danville. So good.
We've biked from Mount Vernon to Danville to go to a bed and breakfast there.
Oh,
Yeah, trying to think of the name of it, maybe you know.
What is it? There's the white oak is.
Yeah,
White-
that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
Penny, we're back to you.
Okay, so we have an amendment to the contract between JFS and Forensic Flood Laboratories, and this just sets the price for all of their drug screening for individuals that they deal with.
Yeah, and it extends it, I think, another year.
Motion to approve.
I second it.
Those favors say aye.
All right.
Aye.
The next one is a contractor agreement between JFS and Rachel Balls for the Ohio Means Jobs Summer Youth Job Coach position.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Those favors say aye. Aye.
Aye. Do you know how many coaches now we have done?
I believe there's gonna be six.
Six,
Six
okay.
total, yeah.
And then the last one is an agreement with Sydney Bissett for another summer youth job coach position.
Motion to approve.
I second it.
Those favors say aye.
Aye.
Next item is a memorandum of understanding between JFS and Shoe Sensation for part of the back to school voucher program.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Those favors say aye.
Aye.
And that voucher program is from August 13th through the 30th of August, so.
Do we know what the program exists, or can we tell anybody about it?
They'll advertise that.
Last item is to authorize, Mark Perkins of the Knox County Sheriff's Office as a signing agent for the covert license plate renewal applications with the Bureau of Motor Vehicles.
I have a question on this one.
Okay.
Who's currently doing it? Do we know?
I believe that Jay Shepherd was doing it since he resigned. This must be one of Mark's duties.
So I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
I'm not ready.
Okay. And
You wanna table this?
I want to table
Yeah.
this, please.
so that motion will be tabled for further explanation. Henry, do you have any updates you're supposed to give us on behalf of Jason?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. Brenda and Barry, you have anything you need to share?
No, I'm good right now. Thank you, sir.
I attended a meeting Thursday with State Representative Brian Lorenzo, and he was just raising some concerns about townships and making sure that they have their zoning in place to protect them from some different EPA regulations and things that can actually override local townships. And so I'm going to do more study about it, and I'll report back about it. But it was very interesting and raised some good concerns.
If there's no other business, tend to take motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Go Jan.
I get it. I get it. I gotta tell you, Bill,
The rest in minutes.
I'm thoroughly impressed that
Computer is over there, so I don't even.
Amity is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Richard Buck,
Okay.
thank you.
Get this fixed.
The LMI and Amity is stronger than Danville, Bill.
Yeah, got a lot of wealthy people in
Amity.
Yeah.